Hey, what's up, guys? Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of According to Sacha Podcast. We are back. I know that you've missed us. Y'all missed us, right? Yeah. Go ahead and throw some love out there as you see in this episode. And we're happy to be back. So, we are in our sixth season. This is our second half of our sixth season. We have several more shows to go before we end the season for the year. And then we'll be back next year with season number 7. Okay. Season number 7, you guys. So once again, thank you for all the support. Thank you for everything. Thank you for always showing up and loving our show, supporting our guests, and just being a viewer. We just really appreciate it. And a listener as well. So you know what to do. Make sure you like, follow, and share. Like, follow, and share all of our platforms. We're scrolling at the bottom. Right now, I do want to do a disclaimer. We're not going live on Facebook. However, for those who are watching via the event invite that we did on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. We've had some technical difficulties with the Facebook algorithms and all of that, and we don't need any issues. So we're going to be doing it this way from YouTube and then linking it through an event on Facebook. So that way you all can be able to watch it. Okay. This is going to be it for the time being, but we're going to get those technical issues with Facebook out of the way soon. But thank you for your support once again. So tonight I have, well, actually, she's been on the show before. Her name is Sabine. She is the founder of Lunovi Real Estate in the Dominican Republic. And so we have her back tonight, and we're just basically going to kind of have a deep conversation about, property in the Dominican Republic. We have vacation homes, investment properties, however you want to look at it. We want you to get this information so you can make some great decisions and buy your next or your first vacation home or investment property there in the DR. And we'll go into all of the great things that's happening in the DR. We'll tell you the why behind why you should do this. And as soon as I bring her up, but actually, I'm gonna go ahead and bring her up now because I don't have anything else. And because this show is strictly about properties tonight. So let me go ahead and just bring Sabine. We're not going to go through all the formalities tonight and all that other good stuff. So I hope she's ready. Hey, Sabine, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. How is everything down there in the beautiful Dominican Republic?
It's beautiful, like always, a little bit stormy and rainy right now, but yeah, the weather is kind of crazy. A little bit early this year, but it's still great. It's sunny in the day, so that's good.
It's always good. The sun all year round. Well, some occasional storms here and there, but when you can have good tropical weather all year round,
Exactly.
that's perfect. All right. So, you've already been on the show before, and those who have watched her episode, or you go back to it, she's already told you like who she is, what she's doing in Dominican Republic, her business, her background, and everything. But today we want to kind of specifically talk about the real estate in the Dominican Republic, and I know she'll kind of catch you up as well as who she is and all that good stuff too. But I want you to go ahead and just start by introducing yourself and about Lunovi Real Estate, and we're going to some good questions.
Yes, so my name is Sabine. I am German, and I am in the Dominican Republic for 20 years already and working in real estate here. I used to be a banker in Germany, and I also did real estate in Germany. But since I moved here in 2004, I am working in real estate, and I just love my job. I love the island. I love my life. I love my clients. I love everything. I'm Dominican now.
Yes, yes. Yeah, you say you got 20 years there and everything. You're invested in the culture, you're invested in the country. I know that you give back, when you can, and
Yeah.
and very active there. And I had the wonderful opportunity of visiting and viewing and exploring some of your properties
Mhm.
while I was there recently in
Yeah.
Punta Cana. And for everyone who don't know, yes, I do work with Sabine and her marketing and for strategic sales and marketing here in the US. So that's why you see me always posting a lot about the properties in the Dominican Republic. So we do have a good partnership here. But I do want to let people know that it's really a good opportunity if you want to make an investment outside of the country. We have people who have real estate investments here in the States, and you're doing your thing. And but it's good to broaden that portfolio and go and go international. And with Dominican Republic being, I guess, like almost number two or number one travel
Number one.
destination in the Caribbean now. They're bringing in those high dollars. I think it was like, how much was it in 2023? Over 10 million that they
10
brought in.
million, and we have already in June reached over 6 million this year.
6 million by June.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's doing even better this year.
And I think it was like over what, 20 million tourists throughout the year in
10 million,
20
10
million, I think
million
I saw. Yeah.
last year, and it's over 6 already. So we're going to
Wow.
break the record this year
Yeah.
again.
So since we're talking about the numbers, let's go into, you know, the why, behind, people jumping on the opportunity now. If you're ready to do it, jump on the opportunity now to buy investment properties or vacation homes in the Dominican Republic.
Well, the now is already happening, like, yeah, 20 years probably, and it's not getting cheaper. So as someone says, the right moment to invest is now, and the next option is now. So it's, prices are going up, and there's always something new on the market. So basically, um, a lot of people are telling me that they are sick and tired of their country, of their job, of the weather and everything. So they would they would love to live here and work here and invest. And here, since prices are always going up, and when I started 20 years ago, we said, well, we are expecting maybe 5 to 10% growth per year, expecting it. And now looking back, we have had that always. We always had on an average 10% value growth per year. Even during COVID, we were still selling and prices still went up. I mean, there were some opportunities available, of course, but it's never getting cheaper. So if you're interested in or getting more information and investing here, you should do that now, because it's always getting more expensive. That's the thing. And of course, the best areas are getting sold out also, like beach properties. Everything is going to be built, and there's not much left, and we don't have a big um, portfolio of units that are ready, like resales. It's hard, because once they are up for sale, they're getting bought right away. So it's good to get into that market.
Yeah, I know one of the things that when we were there and driving around, we saw so many, and this is one of the reasons why properties are getting brought up so fast, because there are
Yeah.
so many people who are there establishing real estate companies,
Yeah.
and so many people are getting involved in, making it available for people to buy properties through their agencies.
Mhm.
And, I saw countless, billboards and everything. So, having somebody who's been there for 20 years, like yourself, and
Mhm.
somebody who have, the real estate background experience, the banking experience, and you're also a developer. We're never going to leave that out. And I'll always say that it's so fascinating to have a woman developer right here in our
Mhm.
midst. That is like, you have the perfect combination for somebody who says, you know what, I want to get on this journey. And you're, like, to me, one of the best people to even have that journey with. So anybody that's out there watching, if you're watching right now, you have questions, we want you to be able to just go ahead and jot your question down, put it in the chat. We're watching it, and that way we can answer any of your specific questions that we may have, you may have right now. But I do have one of the best right here. Like I said, banking, real estate development, all of the above. And you have very nice properties that you represent. So I think your listing is very extensive on your website.
Yes, I right now I have over 200 different developments and listings, and I would like to say that it's not only important to work with someone that is a real estater or has a banking background, but you need to be also working with someone that has inside information. I mean, I am married since 17 years to a Dominican. I live here 20 years. So I know all the pros and cons and the ways to go. I'm very well connected with my community here. So that is also something that you need to know because, of course, we don't know every developer and everything, and we don't have a crystal ball. But in the 20 years, I made my experiences, and I also know what people are looking for and where to get it best and where not. So it's very important because, and also not everybody can give you the services that we do. Like, it's sometimes it's a language barrier that, people from the US don't speak Spanish, which is great. I mean, people here speak English nowadays also, but if you have someone that can help you get around, buy furniture and everything, I mean, whatever you need, we can help you. And we know where to get things that you need. So that is very important.
Wow. So it's almost like you have a concierge service as well, in that
Yeah.
arena, because you
Yeah.
come and you're buying property from you, and you can actually say, look, this is necessary because, you
Yeah.
want to know, do I buy furniture here
Where
on the
do I get
island?
ripped off and where I don't?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's perfect. That's a great thing to know.
Yeah.
That way you're not, even after the buy and the purchase, you're not really like leaving them on their own.
No,
And
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
so that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I know you talked about, the different areas in Punta Cana. Punta Cana is very big. And, and I was telling people, about the area, because it's like 1 minute you could be in one locality and then you're in the next one or so forth. So we have Punta Cana, and we already know that is like jam packed with everything. You can find everything there. So you have your outskirts. And I know you mentioned Bavaro as being one of the main areas. And then there are some other ones too, as well.
Yes, actually, it all goes under the name of Punta Cana, but the real Punta Cana is the area by the airport. There are 2 villages also. That is all the real Punta Cana. Then we have Bavaro, where we have downtown, where we have a lot of development, restaurants, a lot of beach, and a lot of beach properties also. So that is actually Bavaro, and that is basically the heart of the tourism. And there you find lots of Airbnbs. It's not the only area, but that's the main area. And we have areas like Vista Cana, which is a golf course, residential with man-made lake and golf course, illuminated golf course. So you name it, you find it there. A lot of sports stuff to do. And yes, there are some very touristic areas, but we also have areas where you still find, this tropical silence, palm trees, untouched beaches like, Macau, Uvero Alto, wonderful areas. So there, if you like the bustle and hustle, then you're good in Bavaro. If you like to go and see some nature, you just go out like 20 minutes away and you find everything. So, and the same caters for properties. Wherever you like it the most and what type you are, we can find you properties in all these areas.
That's amazing. That's wonderful. And then we talked about Vista Cana. So I saw Vista Cana, you guys, like, whew, breathtaking. And actually, I'm going to play a quick video. I'm just going to we're going to talk about it afterwards. So let me just show you some parts of Vista Cana that I enjoyed, and some of the things that I learned about it. Welcome to Vista Cana in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. They have their own, the apartments have pools. The villas have their own individual pools. They have clubhouse here, a restaurant. They have, oh my gosh, they have so much. They're going to have a school here too, you guys. So, co-working space. This is perfect for business owners. If you're owning your own property and you want to get away for a little while, you have your own co-working space. If you have Airbnb property here, you can also sell that as co-working space as well to entice business owners to come. So, like, so many different reasons for you to buy property here in Punta Cana, Vista Cana, here at the resort. You can't beat it, guys. You get everything for your money. You can make money when you invest and put it back out on Airbnb, right? You even have event space too. So people who are interested in doing their own retreats and family events. Hey, it's Sacha. And it was like walking there and we're seeing the man-made beach,
Yes.
the lake,
Hmm.
and it's just even going back to the beach. The beach, I mean, even though it was man-made, the water was still true to the
The
ocean water,
colors are matching. Yes.
everything, right? It was like that
Mhm.
nice clear sky blue water, and the resort and everything. I mean, I keep saying it was a resort, but the lake, and it even had a restaurant there. So it's like when you think about the different amenities that you could find. I think I keep calling it a resort because to me it felt like one, but
It's
that's a
yeah.
residential area,
Hmm.
you know. And I think you said that they had apartments, townhouses, and villas
Hmm.
out there, and
Exactly.
have a golf course and everything. Like if you were to purchase a property in Vista Cana, for example, like you're getting all of that along with your purchase. You can't beat that as a vacation home, and then if you're, strategic and a business person like myself and say, okay, well, look, that's my vacation home, but when I'm not there, I'm putting it up on Airbnb. So it'll end up paying for itself and everything. So, but you get all of that. And I know you told me that they're going to be building a school as well.
Yes, yes, that's true. I mean, in Vista Cana, it feels a little bit like a little city, but it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's all, homes and beautiful homes and beautiful gardens, and it's very nicely made, and the lake, as you said. And outside of Vista Cana, or at the entrance, there is a commercial center, there's a co-working space, there's bakery, there's insurance, there's a dentist office, there's going to be a school, yes, also. There's going to be shopping also. And from there, it's only not even a 5-minute drive down to downtown center. So it's located very, very centric, and it's a
Yeah.
beautiful place. And even, I mean, when you are there, and I know you want to go to the beach, but even if you work and you can't go to the beach every day, you can sit on that man-made beach
Yeah.
and have that look and have your laptop on, and it's just, you can't get it better. Really, it's very nice.
Yeah. The beach would be like a golf cart drive away.
Yeah.
It'd be like, if you got a
Yeah.
cart, just hop in it
Mhm.
and drive. And I saw scooters out there too.
Yes, yes,
Had like little electric scooters and everything. So it's like they thought
exactly.
of everything, to make it
Mhm.
so comfortable within that community. And it's safe. It's a gated community as well.
Yes.
And, and it was amazing. It was just wonderful to see something like that and to be able to bring it back to people to say, look, this is here, this is
Mhm.
opportunities, that are there. And, and in anywhere, when they start to build up around
Mhm.
somewhere, that makes the property value go up higher and the prices are higher
Mhm.
too. So even for Vista Kana, whatever the current prices are now, it's still the right time to get in there before they start building a
Yeah.
school and more shopping areas around the area and everything. So that way you're there at the right time and that way your value is going up too. So let's talk about the values, like when the buying process and going into the value of the homes that are there if one does purchase. So let's go ahead and talk about that process, how they get started in that.
Well, if you would like to buy something that is still under construction, which happens a lot here, as we cannot build fast enough as people are lining up. So you normally buy something under construction, off plan, and you just put down a reservation, and then you have like 2 to 4 weeks time to put down a first down payment, which you have a payment plan. Normally, it's around 20% first down payment, and then you have another installment that you put down in monthly quotes during construction. So let's say if you buy a condo, let's say it's going to be delivered in 2 years, then the next quote would be probably 40%, let's say, that you pay off during these 2 years in monthly quotes. And then on when the time of delivery is there, then you just pay off the last quote of then another 40% in this case, which you can also finance. So it's also possible to finance, but it's only possible to finance the last quote as the bank needs to appraise the unit.
That's good.
So
So
it's very easy, basically.
so basically you're financing, if you do finance at 40%,
Mhm.
it's still not as much as you would have financed the whole thing throughout the construction. So you still kind of come out in a better, the better side of things when it comes to that. And then, but then you also can pay it off before.
Yes, exactly. You can do that. And I mean, that's the only way to get a discount is when you buy off plan. If you put down, like, let's say 80% upfront, and they give you maybe 5% or some spiff, whatever.
Mhm.
But that's the only way to negotiate, because if it's in pre-construction, there's no other way to get a discount. So keep this in mind.
Yeah, that's like with anything. You
Yeah.
say, hey, you pay in cash, you can get that cash discount price, or if you take care of things like you say, you pay
Yeah.
it off, you get your incentive with a
Yeah.
discount or so forth. So
And
that's
also, yeah, and also, I mean, there normally developers are open to other payment plans. So let's say the bank would give you, as a U.S. citizen, 70%, up to 70% loan. So some developers, they are good with 30% upfront and 70% on delivery, that you can finance entirely, and then you just pay as you go. So that is also possible. Or of course, if you have the money ready, then you just pay. You can pay also like every 3 months. You don't have to pay every month. And let's say you buy something which is a resale that is done already, then normally you just do a reservation and pay as you go, and you can also finance a part if you need to. It's also possible.
all right, good. So I have two questions. So I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
put these questions out there in a form of like true or false or debunk the myth. So, okay, so there's some things I've heard. I'm very always attentive to a lot of things. And
Mm.
so I once heard that if you already own a home in the US, it makes the buying process a lot easier. Is that true or false?
No, because it's easy and it's the same for everybody. I mean, if you are not from a very strange country with visa restrictions, I don't know which one that would be, because no, actually, it doesn't matter where you're from. As long as you get into the country with a passport and you have a valid passport, you can buy. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. So the purchase process is very easy always. It might be a little easier when you bought already a property. It might be easier to get a visa, like a residency.
Mm.
That could be easier. That could be
Okay.
an option. Mhm.
Okay. So it doesn't necessarily mean like if you already have a home, you're a home by owner
Yeah.
in the US, it doesn't, predicate anything on what you're going to buy in the DR. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I did hear that before. It's like, oh, yeah, you own a house. It makes your buying process a lot easier because they see that you already have home ownership in the country that you're in. So it's
No,
like,
no.
well, let me do this as a true or false right
They
here.
welcome everybody. But
All right.
since there are different types of visa to get the residency, it might be, some people go for a spouse visa, or other
Mhm.
people go for like an investment visa. So, I mean, there are different ways to work it out, and it could be helpful if
Yeah,
you
and
own
but
property.
then I think what you could stay in the country for so many years, even without having a visa. You just have
Yeah,
to
I mean,
that fee,
yeah,
or the tourist fee, or whatever that is. But
the
yeah,
official version is 3 months, and but nobody would ever kick you out. And but you, when you go out of the country, like let's say it's a year, then you
mhm,
would have to pay a penalty for the 7 months that you're over. But it's not much, and
yeah.
it's nothing that you would worry about.
Okay. Second question: true or false? Debunking the myth, I guess I could say. Um, is it true? Like I said, true or false that like the property tax? If you purchase a property under a certain amount of money, that you don't have to pay property taxes.
Yes, that's true. If you buy a property that is below, I think it's now up to $175,000,
Mhm.
then you don't pay property taxes yearly. But you always have to pay 3% property transfer tax on purchase. The
Mhm.
only exemption is if you buy a property that is under Confutur, which is a 15 years tax exemption, but
Mhm.
that normally goes for properties that are more expensive, so you don't have to pay any taxes. If you buy that, the first buyer of a property is doesn't have to pay any taxes for 15 years. But that
Wonderful.
just goes for the first buyer.
Okay, good. And
Mhm.
now I know as a developer, you have your own projects, and you talked about the process if you're buying pre-construction. So let's talk about your project that you have, Villa Perla.
Yes, my Villas Perla, actually, it's a project of 6 villas, all individual, and I have sold three, and three are already in construction. So I have three more for sale. And I am very flexible with the payment plan and with the delivery date, because there are people that want something as quick as possible or need a year or 1.5, to get the money together. So, I mean, whatever you need, we can adapt to your needs. Also, when it comes to any changes, well, not any changes, but many changes with a layout or, whatever tile color or whatever you need, we can talk about it. So it's always good, to have a developer that is flexible, because there are a lot of projects that are just all the same. And if you want something else, then you have to buy it as it is and then knock it down afterwards and do it again, which is not what we want. But since it's only 6 villas and they're all individual, we can adapt to your needs.
That's
And
wonderful.
just to mention, they are 3-bedroom villas with 175 square meters, which is about 1,800 square feet
Mhm.
of living space, and they come with a pool. Yeah, beautiful villas.
Yeah, and we saw it, it's looking at the construction of it, and just like
Um,
wow, just seeing it from the ground up, and it's amazing. But knowing that you can get
mhm.
a villa with your own pool, you guys, I don't know about anybody else, but a pool is a necessity
Yes, it is. It
for
is.
a
It's
house.
really, yeah. Oh
It
no, and
definitely.
also
Mhm.
concerning the construction, we know what our North American clients want, so we adapt to the taste and to my clients that are mostly from outside or from Europe, and so we are, for us, the termination and the execution of the construction is very important. So you get something modern if you buy a Villa Perla.
There you go, you guys. And then you also, when you do buy your villa,
Mhm.
especially the pre-construction, that you own the land, the plot that is
Yes.
on as well.
Yes,
So
yes. I own the land, so it's going to be divided into 6 parcels. And the moment you paid your unit off and you get it delivered, this whole lot of land with the villa and the pool and everything is yours. So the title that will be transferred to your name is yours. Mhm.
yeah, that's amazing. So you guys, right here, we have the agent, the agency owner, and the developer herself right here talking about her project. And if you are interested in purchasing in the Dominican Republic, in the Punta Cana area, and you want something that's new construction, here's your opportunity right here to, let me actually put your information up here. You could go to her website and
Yeah.
yeah, go to her website and reach out and start get the conversation going. I know that we've had several questions that we're asking and answering here, but if you have more specific questions and want to see like how you can get started or what you can do to look at what you have to prepare to get started, do
Mhm.
that process with Sabine. Start the conversation. She can direct you in the things you need to do, how you need to prepare, anything like that. But don't just say, "Oh, I don't have it right now, and I don't want to." No, at least start the conversation because you might have it. You don't even know you do, and then you can start, somewhere, and that's better than not starting anywhere at all. And like we said,
Exactly.
like Punta Cana is a growing area. I mean, Dominican Republic, period. The travel in is being one of the top travel destinations in the Caribbean. You can't go
Mhm.
wrong. Is a very
No.
vast country. You have Punta Cana, but then there's other areas, and you're heavily involved in Punta Cana, but you have Santiago, you have Santo Domingo, you have everywhere, Puerto Plata. There's a lot of growth.
Coa mountain area. We have everything here. Mhm.
Yeah,
It's an island, but
you
it's a
know,
big island. So
it
there's lots
is.
to do.
Yeah, because I even heard in Santiago that they're heavy investments in the medical centers there for medical tourism.
Mhm.
So
Also
they're
here.
developing,
Yeah.
yeah, those high-end medical centers that they're building. And
Mhm.
they already have the hotels and everything nearby, So but that's Santiago. We want to stick to Punta Cana because you could buy from Sabine in Punta Cana. But I want to,
No, but we have this going on here too. I mean, we there is still so much to do. If you have lots of money and you would like to invest in something, it could be something medical, it could be hotels, it could be anything. I mean, we are building. So even if you would just like to buy a piece of land for now, or
Mhm.
planning a bigger construction or a commercial plaza, whatever it is, we can do that for you. So you name it, we do it for you.
So if somebody was just say, okay, well, let me just start with land. What is the process of
Mhm.
purchasing land?
Well, I mean, land, for example, in Vista Cana, let's just go back to this area. There are lots also that are um, for private homes to be built. And if you say, well, I mean, I would like to have my own villa in 3 years when I retire, but I don't have that money together yet, you can buy a piece of land right now. And I mean, we have a good variety of different sizes and prices of land there, and anywhere else also. And you just buy a piece of land and just have it there. And when you're ready, then you just reach out and, we can plan anything. If you have a layout already or an idea in your head, or you need us to come up with something, that can be done at any time. And even if you don't build at the end, you can still resell your land, because by the time 2 or 3 years after that, it has grown in value, definitely. So you can just turn it around in the worst case.
Yeah, and that could be a great, like you said, great way to start. Like if they're not
Yeah.
ready, but you have, what would you say is like the average, cost of land? Like maybe what, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 or more?
The cost for a square meter of land,
Mm-hmm.
well, it depends, of course, where you are. But in Vista Cana, for example, you have to calculate with $170 starting at for a piece of land per square meter. And there are other areas around that are being developed. I am into something already. I can't talk about it yet, but stay tuned, where we are going to have beautiful villas and also beautiful beachfront villas. And of course, there we are talking about 250, $300 for a square meter. So, and there's land a little bit farther out that is less expensive also. So whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want, but you don't have to be a millionaire to keep putting your foot in. You can also start with less. So like $50,000 or something can do a lot for you here already.
Yeah, see, that's good. That's good to know. And that way,
Yeah.
for some people, that's a starting point. And
Right.
and it's like, okay, how good it would be to say, oh yeah, I own land. So it's like I own land in the Dominican Republic, or like just how you would feel like if you own land here in the States. I know
Mhm.
here's a fun fact, and kind of do a little laugh point right here, but I know when my daughter was in school, she had this fundraiser project. And I don't even know where her certificate is, but in the fundraiser project, she had to sell these t-shirts. And the t-shirts were like conservation shirts. So the total sales equaled out to having a small acre. I think it was like 1 acre or less. I don't know, of land in the Amazon
Uh-huh.
in Brazil. She got a certificate. So really she owned a piece of land
Uh-huh.
in Brazil. I don't know where the certificate's at, because like I said, that was over almost 25 years ago. And but I'm like, wow, had we kept up with that, I wonder could we still claim that little one spot?
And that is what people do. I mean, sometimes they buy land, and we have bought land 20 years ago for $10 a square meter, and then they just let it sit and let it get fat, as we say. And then 20 years later, you sell it for $200 instead of 10. So I mean, it's not always the same value growth, but
Yeah.
you normally don't lose if you don't buy in an area where it's in a bad area or something. You can't do wrong. You really can't.
You can't, and you can't go wrong. And so if anybody is ever, contemplating, you hear people saying, oh, I just bought property outside the States, or, whether
Mhm.
it's anywhere, and sometimes people can still be like, I wonder if that's a good idea. What about the future? You have those that kind of have that
Right.
negative thought process with it, along with the curiosity of wanting to do
Mhm.
it, and
Yeah.
it's just like you really have to put that behind if you're
Mhm.
interested. And that curiosity is stronger than the negative thought process or anything that can come along with it. You know, this is the time, you have informed people, you have Sabine here who's been in this game for over 20 years and she knows it inside and out. And like she said, she has the connections there in the Dominican Republic.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people will always have like, oh, well, is the Dominican Republic, is it safe? Is it not safe? Is all these other things. And really, every country, every place has a little thing,
Yeah.
but it's not, it's nothing different. I mean, I think probably here we might have more going on here than there in the Dominican Republic. And but there's some, you use wisdom. What I tell people, you just use wisdom, but you can still walk around and feel safe.
Oh,
Because
absolutely. Here
you
in
know,
the area, I mean, or the island, I mean, there are always areas where you shouldn't go in every place in the world, but here you can really, really feel safe. And there's no crime in this area. Dominicans are very peaceful people, and also another thing, if you are planning to not come over and live here now, but you might in the next few years. I mean, I just had some clients that were in this situation. They just bought something and they are going to rent out the unit for the next 3 years, and then they just use the unit themselves. And they, as a retired person, you have everything here. You can get everything in the supermarkets. You have whatever you need, you have here. We have insurances, and the insurances are here a lot less in price than in the States or in Europe. So, if it's hurricane or weather, property insurances or health insurances, it's all very, very affordable here. And the hurricanes and the bad weather normally just go around. They hardly hit the Dominican Republic, so strategically we're good located. So
yeah, yeah.
that's a good thing also.
That's good. And and just to say, even the grocery stores, you guys, like
Yeah.
you could go in the grocery store and you have service. Like
Yes.
they will like just escort you up to the line,
Yeah. Yeah.
help
Yeah.
you take the stuff out the basket. Somebody's ringing it up and everything. Now
Mhm.
they're pushing it to your car. Like
Yes.
you do not get that here in the States.
No, no,
That's
no, no,
long gone.
no. There's a
So
lot of service here.
right, right. So the people are very hospitable, peaceful people, always, it is a peace about that place, and so I know people feel like, okay, Sasha, you're always there, blah, 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 but it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel that and they know it and they talk about it everywhere. It's not just me, it's other people too. And but for you to be able to say, I'll always advise, if you haven't gone to the Dominican Republic, to go
Yeah.
visit and
Hmm.
then say, you know what, we need to buy property there. I guarantee you, when you visit, you're gonna say, I gotta come back. And
Hmm.
so Sabine is right here, and once again, we have her information right here. So, you make that visit, and then also we have some things coming up too. So that way, some of those visits might be to view some of the properties and
Hmm.
things like that. So we have opportunities coming up, but we definitely wanted to, bring this podcast out here a little bit special to really talk about these things because it is something, you can't live your life, just wondering what you're going to do next. Some
Right.
people might come into, you come into what your tax refunds, you might get a good refund, or you have a windfall, you got lottery, you have inheritance, whatever it is, and you're looking to do something.
Hmm.
Make that money work for you and put it into something of value. We, like I said, we have houses here, people do investments here, but when you do investments abroad, especially in a high tourist area,
Hmm.
it's a win-win. It's a win-win, guys. Like with the Dominican Republic, one other thing that I heard, and I guess you could say true or false, debunk the myth, um, that the demand for travel is so high, the tourism and the tourists is so high in Punta Cana that they are running out of hotel space. Like there's not enough hotels for the
Yes.
tourists that are coming. So that right there puts you in position as a property owner to get into some.
And it's an indicator. I mean, when hotels still plan and build more rooms, then that means that there's a request, because they do their math and their research, and they would not build another 5-star resort if there is no need for it. And many people are have been in hotels and they feel good and feel safe, and so they go into apartments now. So there we go. We have the Airbnb, and this is a beautiful thing to have,
Yeah.
making you money, and you can use it, or even if you rent it out long term and you can't use it for the next 3 years, but it makes you money and it pays for your next stay in a hotel when you come, right?
Exactly. Exactly. That's great. Pay for your own vacation. It's like, why would you, so I tell people, like, if you're going to go to Punta Cana all the time, you find yourself
Yeah.
there like once every quarter or something like that, twice a year, 3 times a year, or whatever. You might as well go ahead and invest in it, because why pay the hotel or the resort when you
Yeah.
already have, you can just block out your own week,
Right.
and then everybody else is paying for your stay at your own
Right.
place, you
Yeah,
know?
or if you are not the risky type of person and you would like to rent it out the whole year through, which we also have a lot of long-term renters, of course, people that live and work here, and you can't use your unit for now yourself, but it pays for the next stay here. So I mean, you just go into a resort and the money you made anyway. So there are a lot of options to work with, depending
Yeah.
on your type of personality.
So one of the things before we go to kind of hit on too, because it is a great opportunity for veterans as well
Hmm.
in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And there I've heard that there are like over 20,000 veterans in the DR alone. And it's
Hmm.
the service that they get, the medical care, and they have medical centers there as well. It is in like Punta Cana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
I know that most. I'm sorry.
no, no, go
Most
ahead.
veterans have been so far have been somewhere in the north, but there is a program with one of those new clinics in place with the veterans, and we have very, very good doctors here, and they can also enjoy it. They have their plans, whatever these veteran plans tell you, but they can take advantage of that, and they even if you need medical treatment or something, you can find it here everywhere. So, and veterans have their special program in place, so that is another option.
Yeah, and in the medical centers, they're not necessarily VA medical centers, but they are, if as long as you're service connected with the
Hmm.
VA, you can be served at those VA centers, well, the medical
Yes.
centers that are there. So you are going to still get good care. And actually, even though that's like that, but on the Veterans Affairs website, they do have a Veterans Abroad program.
Hmm.
So, and they connect you. So if you're going to go abroad or if you're living abroad, that connector is there. So you still get VA care and VA services because of these things. And, it's like you can be in the Dominican Republic. If you are a veteran, you're already collecting your disability check or your money from the
Hmm.
military, things like that. And people and the veterans who are living there, you have veterans who are going back and forth because of service, because of the medical care,
Yes.
and they get better care
Hmm.
here there than they are here. And a lot of people know the VA medical centers are not, they they have their things.
Yeah.
People have heard that.
Hmm.
So it's like when you look at it from that perspective, and like, okay, if you're visiting back and forth and eventually say, you know what, I want to go ahead and live there, you can basically live in the Dominican Republic off the money that you get from your service.
Hmm.
So
And if you would like to know how much I pay for myself for my medical insurance plan every month, I pay $50. And I am insured. I know it has a top of, I think, $1 million or something, but I had several surgeries already in the last years, and everything was taken care of. Everything is paid. The doctors take their time for you. They are very well educated. And I paid a lot more in Germany and didn't have that service. So, I mean, I can only recommend it here. Definitely.
wow, $50 a month. Oh my gosh. Like
Yes.
you can't even get here. Like if you're not
No.
employed and you get it through your job, like health
Mhm.
insurance is
No.
expensive here. Very expensive. Yeah, even like we
Even in
have like
Germany, you pay hundreds. Hundreds. Mhm.
yes. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
$50 a
Yeah.
month. $50 a month, you guys, like it's
And it's a
enormous.
good plan. It's not the cheapest. It's already one of the cheapest of the superior plans. So I mean, it's really not expensive. So
Yeah.
everything here, according insurance is payable, so affordable
Wow.
as
That's
well.
amazing. That's amazing.
Mhm.
So look,
Yeah.
you guys, we have given you the whole scoop, rundown and everything. Of so
Yeah.
many reasons as to why, this is a good opportunity for you to make these investments or prepare for it, or whether it's land, whether it's the condo before the villa, however you want to go. But like I said, if you want a villa pre-construction, Sabine has three, you guys, still up for grabs. And so,
Yeah.
definitely reach out to her, go to the website. They're also on Instagram, Lunovi Real
Mhm.
Estate, and you can also follow them as well. And reach out, ask the questions, make the connection, and find a way to get started. If that's your interest, don't just let your interest lie in your dream. Take action and put it towards it, whatever that small step is. And the
Yeah.
small step is first
Hmm. Yeah.
contact
That's
her
great. Yeah.
and go from
Yeah. So
there.
if you're on holidays or if you're watching this show and you are planning a trip over here, just let me know. I mean, I'm happy to take you on a little tour and show you around, or answer your questions, whatever it is. Otherwise, if there's anything else that you need in the States, Sasha is there for you too. So we work hand in hand. So we are there for you. If you have any questions or need anything, just let us know.
Yes, thank you so much, Sabine, for being here again. And you
Thank you for
guys, you will
having
see more of her.
me.
so, so thank you so much. And everybody, thank you for watching this episode of According to Sacha Podcast. I know that we talked about a lot with property, but I always have amazing guests here every time we show up. And so tonight, we did it again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Continue to like, follow, and share all our platforms. Contact Sabine. And we'll see you next time with another episode and another guest. Be Have a wonderful night, wonderful day wherever you are, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.